Hi friends, my name is Emily and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. This is the first in a series, the Lady Trent memoirs, so faux memoirs about a female naturalist who is studying dragons. Okay, so it almost feels like this society is like a parallel universe to like a Jane Austen universe. Just in the way that women are married off, they're treated, they attend social events for the sole purpose of finding a man that will take care of them financially for the rest of their lives. I guess the twist is that our main character, who is writing her memoirs as a much older human, the Lady Trent, is a woman who's interested in science in a time when it is not acceptable for women to be interested in anything. And so as a very young child, she developed this fascination with dragons, and she sort of manipulated her father into buying more and more books for her. He had to read them first and then she read them. Her brother takes her to a social event where she's supposed to mingle with men at the king's menagerie. The jewels of this zoo that the king has are 3 dragons that he has captured. Lady Trent ends up meeting her husband there, and he's also obsessed with dragons. When they are given an opportunity to go on an adventure and study dragons in a faraway land, she weasels her way on the trip, and it goes from there. And it was so good. It was so good. I, honest to God, went to work the next morning when I finished it, picked up the sequel, had it in my hands, and was like, I just want to jump straight into it. But I still owe 2 reviews to my patrons from the polls that have gone up over the past year. I, for whatever reason, get really strong Tamora Pierce vibes from it, just in the way that Lady Trent is so headstrong and like passionate about studying dragons and this science. She reminded me of Alana from the Song of the Lioness series, but obviously it's a little more grown up, the language is different. I haven't been this excited about a series in a long time. There's a little bit of mystery, there's the science, there's dragons, Lady Trent is like a badass lady scientist, and I fucking love her. And like, I have been putting this off for a while. One of my friends from my master's program recommended this to me when I mentioned I was looking at the characters in Tamora Pierce, and she was like, if you love those books, you will love this. And so I picked it up on her recommendation, and it just looks boring. Nobody really sold me on it, and I have no idea if I'm doing a good job selling this either, because it's a weird concept, but it's also an excellent concept, and I loved it. Easily and safely a new favorite, and I am so excited to see where this goes. And then I noticed when I was looking in the shelves at work, there's a newer book that follows her granddaughter who is going to be studying. There's this like ancient society that like they've lost the language for, they've lost a lot of knowledge about the Draconian society or the Draconian people in this series. It looks like her granddaughter is going to be studying, like following in her footsteps and studying and learning about the Draconian people. And I'm just so excited. I'm like, and even that like the next generation has like a little spin-off series that picks up on the same world. Huge Tamora Pierce vibes. Like Tamora Pierce has a Tamara. It's Tamora Pierce, but since I was 9, I have been referring to her as Tamora Pierce. Tamora Pierce is known for these interconnected series. So like it starts with Alana, moves into Dane, moves into Kel, moves into Allie, I believe, which is Alana's daughter. Like, they're all interconnected. And I love that Marie Brennan is doing that with these books too. Like, I am jazzed. I am absolutely jazzed. Would I recommend that you read this? 100%. If you are a fantasy lover, if you are a lover of badass female characters, if you loved Tamora Pierce as a child, my friends, please check this out. Borrow it from the library, see if it's to your taste, because it is like in a weird style. It's not the same writing style if that's what you're looking for. Like, this is an old lady recounting her tales to you with like the wisdom of a much older self looking back at her younger self. So there's moments of self-reflection in here too. Tamara Pierce's books are very much in the present. They are like limited to what our protagonist in the moment knows, whereas our protagonist is reflecting on her past self who is doing the action. So it's a little bit different there, but I loved it. And I am so glad that this won the patron vote for September, because honestly, the cover of this and like the surface premise that I had gleaned from folks online and from my friend, I probably would have put this off and put this off. I could see myself unhauling this actually if I hadn't felt obligated to read it because it won a vote, right? So thankful that this did. What a great way to open December with a really, really fun read. All right, so we are gonna finish this on my cell phone because every single memory card that I have is full. It was basically at the end of the video for A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. I loved it. I am so excited to keep reading it. I have 2 other books that I have to read for my patrons before the end of the year. Speaking of my patrons make videos like this and long-form projects possible. I really appreciate the work that they enable me to do. If you are interested in becoming a patron, in sort of shaping what I read a little bit more, what you see reviews for or thoughts on for this channel, links to the Patreon page are in the description box down below. Let me know your thoughts on A Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. If you've read the whole series, is it worth it? Does it get even more wonderful? Like, are they all equally excellent? Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.